Hotep, everybody, it's Dom Universe. So I have some very profound information for everybody pertaining to reincarnation. So, I see a lot of people online in real life, religious people, who don't know anything about reincarnation, especially monotheistic religions. Because you got religions like Christianity, for example, who mention reincarnation multiple times in the Bible, right? But don't mention how to not get reincarnated. Now, a lot of people it's a lot of atheists and religious people who think that you just live here, die, and come back, which is the most ignorant thing, or one of the most ignorant things I've ever heard in my entire life. And I'm 23. It's one of the most ignorant things I've ever heard in my entire life. And a lot of these people can't even astral project. So you don't know anything about afterlife. You don't even know how to lucid dream. You don't even remember your dreams. You don't even know anything about your dreams. You don't even know that your dreams are the fourth dimension, aka the time of the realm of time. But anyway, let's move on here. So let's look at this illusion of time. Let's look at the number, or the illusion of reincarnation. So you got the number 12, right? The number 12 is representative of reincarnation, right? And we spoke about this in my last video, right? So listen. You got the number 12. You got 12 months in the year. You got 12 hours on the clock. You got 12 zodiac signs, right? 12 strands of DNA. Now, this is just hypothetical because they want you to give importance to the number 12. Now, listen. Originally, there were 12. There were 13. No, pause. Look at the number 12. If you look at a clock, because I'm going too fast, you look at a clock, you got 12 hours. You start at 1 and you go all the way around to 12. And then after 12, you go right back to 1, right? And then it go back to 12, back to 1, back to 12, back to 1. It's a repeating cycle. Ouroboros, right? The Ouroboros, which is the snake eating his own tail, which is representative. That symbol is representative of reincarnation. Then you have the Leviathan, which is a serpent going in the infinity sign. Then you got a cross going through it. That is the symbol of breaking the reincarnation cycle. People call that a Luciferian or Satan symbol. That is a symbol of breaking reincarnation, right? Leviathan. Now listen, you got the number 13. I told y'all the number 13 represents something new, something being destroyed so that something new can be rebuilt. Just like Pluto energy, right? Pluto is ruled by Osiris, the god of life, death, rebirth, afterlife, the underworld, reincarnation, resurrection, right? And that is also the god of judgment. So when you hear it talking about in the Bible, oh, the god of judgment, it is talking about the god Osiris, who got chopped into 12 to 13 pieces. The 13th piece was his phallus, which floated down the Nile River and got eaten by a fish, right? So our DNA come from him. We're supposed to have 13 strands of DNA, 13 zodiac symbols, refer to the Ophiuchus zodiac symbol, which is a serpent, just like Osiris, right? So you got the 13 strands of DNA, 13 months in a year originally, 13 planets. If you and you see, you got science who don't go into the significance of the other planets that they don't talk about, like Ceres, Charon, Juno. They even got Pluto classified as a dwarf star, which was cast out from the solar system. And just like Osiris was cast out for wanting humans to have freedom when they were created. Because Osiris was part of the Anunnaki, the Elohim, the 9 gods who came here to create life, to create the humans, right? But that's not the whole point here. You also got 13 chakras in your body, which all your chakras are ruled by a planet, right? We live inside the universe. The universe is a conscious deity. The universe is a conscious deity with 13 chakras. The planets are its chakras, or her chakras, right? So listen, see, being that people who are atheists or Christians, they don't care to look into reincarnation. So this is why most people have been reincarnating for the past 300,000 years. See, the people who don't look into reincarnation or care about it, they don't care to break the cycle. They don't know anything about reincarnation. So they live the life the way they want to. They don't know that They don't know about the lower three chakras, which is representative of your animal state. That is your animal state. Your first chakra is red, which is your lower hell. That is associated with addictions, anxious, anxiety, depression, shame, guilt, apathy, fear, anger, hate. Your lowest vibrational emotions. That is ruled by Saturn, aka Satan, and it's also ruled by Earth, which is ruled by Satan. That is why when you go outside to ground yourself, you are using your first chakra to connect it to the Earth star. The Earth chakra. And then you got your sacral chakra, your second chakra, which is orange. That is your sexual expression. That is your creativity, your lower sexual expression, your lower expression, period. Express yourself positively. If that's unbalanced, you probably look at people like sexual tools. You masturbate too much. You watch a lot of porn. You're too sexually charged. Then you got your willpower. What do you give yourself the will to do? You use that willpower when you go to do something. So if you had a thought to go look at porn, you set an intention. So you don't want to go do nothing else. You use that willpower to keep going with that session of you sitting there when you got ample, you just doing this when you got ample time to stop, but you using your third chakra to keep going. And so when you have an addiction to something, you only have motivation and you able to express yourself in a way where it make you feel good. You only have willpower to do that. But when you want to do something else that's more beneficial to you, you don't got the willpower to do it because you be giving your willpower to the wrong things, right? And this is why people get when they reincarnate, they get turned into an animal. And people who don't know anything about reincarnation, they say things like, oh, I would love to come back as a butterfly or a flower or a bird, when these are lower dimensional beings. They have lower density than you. Humans already have to live as an animal or a rock, which is first density, which is the lowest density consciousness you can ever be. And rocks are conscious. This is why when you were younger, you felt connected to rocks and wanted to bring random rocks into your house as pets. But that's not the main point here. Where was I at? Okay, the density. You have all humans, or most humans, have to live as an animal first before they die and come back as a human. So the thing about people who eat animals, people who kill animals, the cow has the most greenhouse gas emission. This is why when you kill it, it sends out methane gas. When it farts, it releases methane gas. When it defecates, it releases methane gas. When it burps, it releases methane gas. That's why beef, cow is the worst. It's worse than pork. It's worse than pork. It's less healthy than pork. It's messing with the earth. And we all know earth is a living, breathing organism. When our souls incarnate into this life, it comes from the sun. I talked about, just like in cartoons, when people die, their soul go up to the sky. You see that smoky substance go up to the sky. Your soul is a smoky, gassy substance, right? You can look up pictures of the soul. You see a lot of smoky figures. When you die, your soul goes up to the sun. Everything's come from the sun. You can look at Egypt and look at the sun god Aten, arm raised coming down, giving a bunch of ankhs to the earth, to people on earth, to the life on earth, because ankhs are a symbol of life. This is why you see the sun in certain hieroglyphics and pictures giving ankhs to people and animals and in the plants, right? So the sun gives life to everything. Nothing can exist without the sun. So we are children of the sun and the earth. When our soul come out the sun, because the soul is also called solar system. Our soul used to be spelled S-O-L. This is also why you got a solar plexus in your stomach. You got the soles of your hands. You got the soles on your feet. Period. And this is why when you sun gaze, it goes through the eyes are called the windows to the soul. Your root chakra, your solar plexus is associated with your diet. When you stare at the sun, it is going to give you the urge to want to change your diet and quit habits. It's going to strengthen your willpower because it's a masculine deity. It's a masculine deity. The earth is a feminine deity. When your soul come out the sun, it creates your avatar out of the 5 elements of the earth: water, fire, earth, air, etheric, or akash, or what we like to call dark matter, or what outer space is made out of, right? That is the 5th element. Okay, listen. People don't look into reincarnation, right? So you got people who've been reincarnating on this earth for over 300,000 years. And this right here is a time of information. See, souls, before they incarnate on this planet, they saw that the souls and the earth was ascending. It was ascending. It's ascending right now, and this is a time of information. This is why a lot of people around the earth are waking up. And I know you can tell because I used to look at a lot of human beings as mentally slow, right? Now, over the years, I've been seeing a lot of people all over the internet speaking out on certain things that you wouldn't see the average Joe speak out on. So I'm seeing a lot of people waking up, right? And a lot of people questioning things that's happening in the government and all around the world, right? But anyway, that's also not the main point here. The main point here is a lot of people don't believe in reincarnation. And I told y'all, Earth used to be full of water before the seas were split, just like it say in Genesis. It was split by the prince of air, which is Satan. The celestial seas, aka outer space, and the seas that's already here, right? Look up Pangea before all the continents were split. The continents ain't nothing but giant islands. They're nothing more than giant islands split from one big island, which was called Pangea, right? There was also 13 continents on the planet. There go that 13 again, right? You got 13 chakras connected to the... Anyway, so, where was I? Where am I going here? People who don't know about reincarnation. You have to break the cycle to get out of this life. Like I told y'all, since Earth was full of water and humans used to be amphibious when they were living in Atlantis, the baby's soft spot represents the blowhole that humans used to have. That was the North Pole polarity to your body. And then you have your rectum, which is the South Pole. But now, since that is closed, we devolved from amphibious beings. We have a mouth, which is the South, which is now the North Pole. To our body, and your rectum is still the South Pole. Gas come out your mouth, gas come out your rectum, right? Also, the sun is made out of gas. There's another, that's it right there. You go straight to the sun when you die. There's a Stargate in and near the sun. Near the sun, there's a Stargate, which leads to another dimension that your soul goes into. Everything I'm saying, you can look up. A lot of people call this stuff pseudoscience. I'm not even going to get into that. Anyway, if you believe this pseudoscience, hey, that's because you don't know what you talk about. You don't look into spiritual knowledge. You can't astral project. You don't even know about your life outside of this material realm. See, that's another principle here. You only know about your material life. You should be getting into learning about your spiritual self, even your past lives, because you need to know who you are. When you come into this life, when you incarnate, you carry attributes, characteristics, traits of you before you died and came back as this vessel, in this vessel, right? That's why you into certain things that you into. That's why you don't like certain things. That's why you indulge in certain things in this life, because it's memory from your past lives. For example, I may be into music and like music because in my past life, I may have been into music, it can even go even deeper. You may have a killer or a person who got raped when they was younger, or they raped somebody in their past life, and now in this life, they gonna get raped. They might get raped. It's about karma. You come to this life to share all karma. The thing about this life is you incarnate into this life so that you can decarnate, so that you don't have to reincarnate. And a lot of people not looking up how not to get reincarnated. Is so simple. It's not hard at all to not get reincarnated. See, the frequency that you carry in your life, that is the frequency that you are likely to experience when you leave this life or when you go out into the universe. So let's look at the universe. Just like with college, university. I told y'all this earth was a school. It's still a school. It's ruled by Satan. Satan was also known as a great teacher in ancient times. Even though he don't got your best interest at heart, you are here to learn from his manipulation and things like that. You are here to learn to let go of the illusion of fear. If you have fear in your heart gonna be too heavy to ascend. You can't go up if your heart is too heavy for you to ascend. Got to be light as or lighter than a feather, right? So if you carry a certain frequency here and you ascend, or you go into the afterlife and you go, you come back here, whatever frequency you carry, that's what you're gonna experience. That's what you're gonna experience in your life, right? So now look, you can refer to the Kabbalah to understand God and understand the journey of the soul. I know I talked about how when you die and you ascend, you stay in the spirit realm, or you can choose to stay in the spirit realm and come back to this life, or come back to this planet, or go to another planet, star, or galaxy. It is okay. Listen, I'm gonna get more in depth on that because I don't want people to be misled or misguided and think that you just die and go into a spirit realm. That's not how it works. That's only if like you want to be a guardian of somebody, you come and you stick around for that person around in his life, or either way, your spirit, your piece of your spirit stay here. So people are able to channel your spirit. And your spirit is able to coexist in multiple places at once. This is why people say things like, oh, I'm channeling the spirit of Prince, or I'm channeling the spirit of Michael Jackson. And they just act like them, right? Or they let them speak through them. They become a vessel for that spirit, right? You ain't nothing. This ain't nothing but an avatar. Remember, you ain't nothing but a soul having a human experience, not a human with a soul having the spiritual experience. You are a spirit and a soul. Your spirit is a part of your soul, right? Your spirit is all your whole auric body, your auric field. You have like 7 to 13 layers of auras. I've seen more layers, but mainly you have 7 auras, right? I've even seen the number, I think 16 or 18, but mainly you have 7 auras, right? Connected to all your chakras. And they all have to do with a plane, like your ethereal plane is up here. This is how you use your etheric body to get into the etheric realm. Then down here, you got the mental body, you got the causal body, you got the emotional body, things like that. And then you got your higher emotional body or higher mental body, causal body, something like that. Something I don't know, like you can look this up on pictures. All you got to do is type in 7-layered aura. Now listen, you take part of your aura out with you because remember your aura is part of your soul. You have lower parts of your aura that you don't need, right? When you leave this life, so to say, right? Because it's lower. Some of your aura is connected to your lower 3 chakras, right? And like I said about the animal state, if you live as an animal, you got certain addictions. You addicted to drugs, sex. You like to act like an animal here. You like to harm people, etc. Your soul weak. Your light is dim. You have to come back because you didn't learn your lesson. This is the life. This is the time. This is the life where you have to wake up. This is your chance to wake up and break the reincarnation cycle because right now is the time of information. You are getting the information. You're receiving the information about reincarnation. So you need to take what you can and will and use that information to your best ability because this is now your time to escape that realm of reincarnation. And a lot of people who are starseeds, right? Starseeds and certain souls come to this life in certain times, right? When the planet is going through something terrible or something, when they see like I said, the earth is vibrating higher, is ascending, is going up in consciousness, right? Because the earth is a living, breathing organism, is feminine. That's why it's called Mother Earth, Mother Nature, but that's why it's called Gaia, right? So with that being said, where was I? Basically, you have to, how do I put this? So y'all could. You have to let go of there's no such thing as being attached to your family, right? Listen, this is an example. You supposed to let go of attachments, desires, any lower thing you don't need that you know you cannot take outside this life. Like I said, you can love your family, but do not have an attachment. Because for the most part, you have to realize you born into a family here. You only assigned to that family. That don't mean that's your family outside this life. You have a soul family outside this life. And this may sound messed up to a lot of people. But your family is 9 times out of 10 not your soul family, right? When you die, you go out and you get closer to yourself. And you got soul family trying to communicate with you here. You got soul family in the 4th dimension and you communicate with them when you go and dream. They give you information and you wake up with, a lot of people wake up with their mind racing. That's because you just got a lot of information from your dream and a lot of things you just experienced. And now it's downloading into your body and you got a lot. See, this is why I say write your downloads of information down because you're not going to remember all of it. It's impossible. Some people get loads of downloads of information like me, especially when you get into the sun. Now, I want to say something. When your soul incarnate here and your avatar creates your human avatar, your soul creates your human avatar out of the 5 elements. Where was I going? You have to, it's all about breaking the cycle and letting go of things that don't serve you. If you attach to anything earthly, if you have too much of intense attachments to earthly things, earthly people, earthly places, knowing that you cannot take them with you outside of this life, because outside this life is not physical. you're going to have to come back here because you're not learning your lesson. This is why I know a lot of y'all going through certain things in your life, and you wondering, how do you stop doing it? Like, some people got a masturbation addiction. You probably had that in your last life. You was probably a pervert. But listen, I want to say something about the Kabbalah. Like I said, a group of fish are called a school of fish. This is why Earth ain't nothing but a school. So planets are schools, right? Excuse me. You got a university, right? Take the universe. All the planets are inside the universe. You can look at the Kabbalah. It explains the Kabbalah / Tree of Life explains the journey of the soul, so to say. If you do it's just like in a video game. You gain experience. Your soul is gaining the necessary experience to ascend to the next life. You go to the next planet, star, or galaxy. When you ascend from this life, which is the lowest, because all you got to do is look at the Kabbalah. All the way at the bottom is the Earth. All the way at the bottom, in the center at the bottom is the Earth, because Earth is in the lower dimension, the third dimension. It is hell. This is hell. Earth. The sun was called Helios. That's where the word hell comes from. We live, and they call the skies a Hellenistic. They call the alignment of planets out here that's going around each other, they call it heliocentric. So hell has to do with the sun being hot, a hot ball. Although the sun is not necessarily what heats this earth up, it is a light that gives off heat. What heats this earth up is the core of the planet, which is what your heart should be vibrating with. Because if it isn't, you're not ascending anywhere. You have to be on track with nature. And when you get on track with nature, your heart will start to vibrate. If it isn't already, it will start to vibrate at 7.83 hertz, which is the same frequency as the core of the earth, which is a small sun, which is 6,000 degrees, just like the sun outside. See, a lot of people don't know that. They think that the inside of the earth is just filled compact with a big light called the core that's hot. And don't think about, if it's so hot, does it not earth? They don't think that the core heat up the earth. If it's super hot, what do you think is going? How do you think? What? All I gotta say is Antarctica is melting. That's all I'm gonna give y'all. Now listen, if you look at the Kabbalah, some pictures of the Kabbalah / Tree of Life, it highlights a path on the Kabbalah that's showing it coming from Earth to the next two signs, the next signs, the next sign, next planet. I mean, if you look at a planetary version of the Kabbalah, your soul travels to different planets. These planets are higher dimensional planets. And you want to know something that I realized? Some planets are not even physical. Some planets are not physical. So what type of avatar do you think you're going to be inside of or be when you go to these planets? Because I have a picture of different races that existed on this planet Earth before there was such thing as a human avatar. So people who had plasma bodies made out of dark matter. Plasma bodies. If you ever play Black Ops 4 and you see the avatar low and then they got that little foggy texture that the avatar made out of before it loaded the avatar, that is the same type of avatar that you're going to see. So when you're talking about non-physical planets like Jupiter, or they even sometimes say what is it? Saturn is made out of gas. See, do you really think you're going to be physical, have a physical avatar if you go on these planets? A physical being cannot stand on Jupiter, or they're going to fall inside of Jupiter for I don't remember how long, but you're going to fall through Jupiter for a long time, and then you're going to die inside of Jupiter. Right? You will die inside of Jupiter, right? So when you go up into these higher dimensions, you go into these higher planets, these ain't nothing but schools inside of the universe, like a college, university with different classes inside of. Shout out to young Pharaoh who could make me realize that. But they ain't nothing but these ain't nothing but places you learn from and you evolve from. You go into higher planets, and you know what they call Saturn? They call Saturn the seventh heaven. The seventh heaven, right? So you even got to go to Saturn. You got to go to Saturn. You got to go to Jupiter. You got to go to Venus. And you know, a lot of people not even from here. A lot of people not from this solar system. A lot of people not from this constellation. A lot of people from Sirius. Some people from Pleiades. Some people from Arcturus. Some people from Arcturus. Some people from Aldebaran. Some people from Pleiades, if I didn't already say that. Some people from where Zeta Reticuli are from, right? So a lot of souls come here. And like I said, people who are starseeds, they come here temporarily. Just because you come here temporarily to help the planet, help people wake up, raise the vibration, that don't mean you can't get reincarnated. That don't mean indigos, star children, rainbow children, crystal children can't get reincarnated. See, that's the thing about souls before they incarnate here, right? A lot of souls knew that when they incarnate on this planet, they are taking a risk of knowing, they know that they're going to go through a veil of forgetfulness. But since this is the lowest form of a spiritual realm, or this is the lowest dimension, the lowest planet in this dimension, in the solar system, they know that when you get here, you're going to go through a veil of forgetfulness and you risk getting attached to earthly things, right? Which will weigh you down and keep you from ascending. So whatever vibration you experience on this planet, that is what you're going to experience in your afterlife and when you come back here, when you come back here. So what you want to do is break the cycle of reincarnation. You want to get your vibration right. You want to get back connected to the nature. You want to get all 13 chakras right? Because you got your lower 3 chakras. You got 2 hip chakras, which is them 2 eggs. Your 2 eggs, yes, males have 2 eggs right there in the same areas where women's egg sacs are. The 2 eggs down there in the hips. You can feel them throb. You got those. Then you come back up. You come up here. You got to the heart. You come up here to the throat. And you also got shoulder chakras. You come up here. You got the galactic masculine. You got the galactic feminine. 2 chakras right here in your temples. Then you got the pineal gland. And you got the root chakra. And then after that, that's your 13 chakras. Similar to the universe. And if all you got to look, you can even look up excuse me if I get this wrong, but I'm pretty sure it'll pop up if you type this. It's something along the lines of Mayan galactic map or galactic Mayan map. Mayan as in the Mayan Indians, natives. It's going to show you a 13-point Kabbalah or tree of life representing the journey of the soul after it ascends from Earth. You're going to different stars, different constellations, different planets as you ascend all the way back, all the way up till you get to the creator, back to the source. That is why they say, some you hear people like Kevin Gates say, from Allah we return, from Allah we come, to Allah we must return. That's why you see me. That's why you probably heard me say, from Ptah we come, to Ptah we must return, because Ptah means father. That is the galactic father. Amma is the galactic mother. If you look at the Kabbalah, the Gnostic Kabbalah, you will see they got the galactic mother at the highest called Ima. They got the galactic father called Abba. And I remember in the older video I spoke about my old science teacher. He was I think he was he taught a lot about space. He wasn't, I think he was chemistry or biology, but a lot of times he taught more about space. And my name got QUA in it, and so he used to call me Quasar, but he told the class that his son would call him Abba. And he told us that Abba meant father. And he didn't teach his son the word Abba. But his son just naturally call his father Abba. So that being said, Ptah is Abba and Amma is the galactic mother. Ptah is the galactic father. And then after those two, you come up here and you reach the source. You reach the source. That is the end of the journey. You're returning back to the source. Right? So, that being said, the moral of the story here, or the moral of the whole principle here, is detaching from earthly paradigms, you got to detach from religion, because you're not going to fully spiritually evolve with religion. You got to let go of your attachments, your habits that no longer serve you. You got to raise your vibration, get on track with nature. And these people going to probably look at these and think that's too much to do, or that's a lot. It's not. All it is a lifestyle, and you just rechanging your lifestyle, taking out things that don't serve you and adding new things in. It don't feel like it's too much on your life or a burden or a weight on your shoulder. And I hear a lot of people talking about, oh, this spiritual stuff is hard. Oh, I'm getting so spiritual. I wish I would sleep. Oh, I wish I can go back to my life. Oh, this spiritual stuff is so depressing. Shut up. Shut up. Ain't nothing hard about spirituality. Nothing. Spirituality not something you have to try to do. Spirituality is not something you have to 100% be all the time, because you right now you live in the material realm. You're supposed to have a balance. You don't always got to be spiritual. Everything is not spiritual, and you don't got to feel like, oh, I got to make this decision because this is more spiritual than that. No. See, that's something you're going to get reincarnated if you somebody who is too spiritual. You're not supposed to be too spiritual. You're here to learn from the material realm. You see, a lot of y'all getting reincarnated. I'm sorry. If especially y'all of low vibration who watch my channel and still talking about, depression and anxiety, suicidal thought. Listen, I've made videos all throughout my channel since last year helping people fix depression and anxiety, suicidal thoughts. If you watch my channel and you still complaining about those type of things, and you still come to me saying things like, I'm this and that, I'm this, how do I get rid of this? You not watching my videos, because I've given the root cause and root fixes to fix depression, anxiety, and hella mental disorders, hella mental ailments, even suicidal thoughts. So it's like, if you watch my channel and you still complaining about these certain things, it's like, are you even implementing the tools and the methods I've given to help you get over anxiety and depression and suicidal thoughts? If not, you're not trying to help yourself. You're not trying to fix yourself. So therefore, you're getting reincarnated. Period. There's no crying. Depression and anxiety can only be done to you by you. Otherwise, you have a demon, and I know a lot of y'all be talking about, I got this demon on me, or this demon is stopping. Get the demon off you. It's not hard. Use the language of light. Use symbols. Use alchemy. Learn how to do voodoo. Because I see a lot of y'all telling me y'all, I think I got a demon, this and that. You cannot get rid of certain demons all the same way. Certain times only you know how to get rid of certain demons. You can't just ask people how to get rid of certain demons that you have, because you would have to tell them about yourself. Some of them demons you trying to fight are all your demons. And in order for you to be vulnerable or not vulnerable to demons outside you, or be scared of demons, you have to face your own demons. Otherwise, you're getting reincarnated. Right? If you talk shit about people, your vibration low, your soul weak, your light dim, and you like to do low vibrational things, you getting reincarnated. If you a person who spread hate, you in your lower 3 chakras, you getting reincarnated. If you ain't past your heart, because your heart is the gateway, the doorway into your higher self. You got your 3 at the bottom, then you got the heart. You got your 3 at the top, coming down, you got your heart. So your heart is the center. 3 coming up, then you got the heart as 4. 3 coming down, then you got your heart as 4. Your heart is in the middle of your 3 chakras at the bottom and your 3 chakras at the top. So your heart is your gateway into your higher self, 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 your higher self. You even got chakras up here. You got chakras all the way up here. You got chakras up there, but I wouldn't say those are mandatory. Them will just help you get into higher density consciousness and connect to higher dimensions and different deities. But like I said, this was just to help people learn and know about the reincarnation cycle. Because I don't want nobody that watch my channel to not know anything about reincarnation and think that, I'ma just be good in this life. I'ma do good. I'ma help people and I'ma go to heaven. It's more than one heaven. That is not just because you be good to people. That don't mean you're going to ascend. It's more to ascension than just being good. Because you can be good and have a low vibration. You can be a good person and have a low vibration. If your vibration low, you don't belong in higher dimensions. Your soul is not going to fly up there and reach it. It can't. Because your conscience is in your lower chakras. This is why if you get reincarnated, you coming back as an animal. If you in your lower chakras, because those are your animal states. What do animals do? They like to eat. You got to eat an addiction. You got an addiction. That's your first chakra. That's hell. You may come back in this life when you get reincarnated as a fat person or a person with a low metabolism, and you're gonna have to learn how to not have an eating disorder. because you might randomly pick up an eating disorder in your next life. But listen, this is what I'm saying. And for people who are new coming to this life, people who just now coming into this life, the thing is, we live on a planet where it's a lot of hell breaking loose. And that's why star seeds came to this life, to change the earth, so that people who on this earth and people who come into this earth can live properly, can evolve spiritually properly. But you can't when you got the news spread in fear-based news. You got people dying all around the world in different countries. You got children being kidnapped for their for their adrenochrome. You got chemtrails in the air being sprayed, deactivating your pineal gland, hardening it, causing cancer, bending genders. You got schools bringing transgenders. You got the public. You got the government promoting homosexuality. You got transgenders going to kindergarten, preschool, little kids schools, teaching them that it's okay. You got little kids going to gay parades. When people get kidnapped, children get kidnapped from gay parades. No children let me calm down. No children care about your sexuality. No children should even have the thought of sex or sexuality on their mind. So why are you teaching that it's okay to be a transsexual or homosexual to a child? And then you got cartoons, like I mentioned. Cartoon Network went from teenage cartoons to little child cartoons, being more kid friendly, and then they slipping in transsexual children, homosexual children into the video to teach your child, okay, it's okay to be homosexual. Go ahead, put on this makeup, little boy. Go wear a dress, little boy. Go put on some heels, little boy. It's okay to have a boyfriend, little boy. When you get older, now they want to go have it. Tell me right now. I don't care if you're a parent. I don't care if you support it. If you support that, and then they not even telling the parents that they had transsexuals at the school, and some of the kids not even going home to tell the children that they had transsexuals at the school. Why are you bringing oh my God, that is so unnatural. You teaching the child something unnatural. I already talked about how most STD come from homosexual sex. And you are going to wonder, if that is so, how are women getting STD? That is because women are having sex with men who are low gay. They're gay on the low. They're not telling you they gay. They had sex. They had homosexual experience. They did homosexual stuff, got an STD, and then they passing it to the women. And even with lesbian sex, and those who do lesbian sex and like to rub vaginas, do scissoring, queening, tribing, that causes you're mixing vaginal fluids. I don't care what you say about, all lesbians don't do all homosexual. I don't care. You go against nature. Nature punishes you. You have anal sex, you're going to get punished with an STD. You having vagina to vagina sex, you're swapping vaginal fluids. When you urinate out of that vagina, you have mucus that come out that vagina. You have different types of vaginal discharges that come out that vagina. You got blood that come out that vagina. And you rubbing it together, mixing those fluids. When vaginas are already naturally acidic, you're going to create some type of infection. Now, there are multiple infections that you can get from doing that vagina rubbing. You can get yeast infection. You can get chlamydia. You can get gonorrhea. You can get something you never even heard of. You can get something and not even know you got it. You can get something and not even know you got it. So, but that's not even the moral of the story here. The moral of the story is break that cycle of reincarnation. It's all about that number 13. Number 12 represents reincarnation. But that's pretty much it. Now I'm Universe taking off. I love you all. I want everybody to ascend. I don't want nobody to get left behind, because I know a lot of people watch my channel, and I know some of y'all trying to get y'all life together, but it's hard. And listen, some of y'all have to get reincarnated. Some of you have to. And that's okay. That's okay. Because you didn't learn your lesson. Next time you come here, you gonna learn your lesson. But I'm telling you right now, if you don't want to get reincarnated, this is the life. This is the time to break that cycle. Right now, you are aware that you are in the life to break the cycle. Now that you are aware that you have the chance to break that cycle now in this life, what you gonna do? But that's pretty much it. Now I'm taking off. I love you all. Like, subscribe. Peace.